After the flush, it's performing, Baba. After the flush, it's performing. So how's it, guys? So today is the last day of this Golf 8 rebuild. Today we're going to be test driving this car, and I think as well we're going to be sending it over to VW for an inspection. So I already know that I tried and did my best on this car, but I want to send it to VW because it's due for a service, number one, and it's got a service plan, so it's due for a service. And I also want them to do a full inspection, get a report from them, and yeah, just see what they find, maybe if we didn't do right, and then you guys are going to be the first to know. So we're going to be test driving this car on a very long drive and actually feel to see if we notice anything wrong with the car as we are busy test driving the car, or if everything is good, or if anything still needs a little bit of tweaks and adjustments. So let's go on a test drive. We are officially on the test drive, and I must say, as a mechanic or anybody who works on cars, there is nothing more satisfying than starting up a car. It starts on the first try. That's number one. Number two, when the car is running, it's got absolutely no lights on the dash. There's nothing more satisfying than that. Letting the car idle for over an hour to see if the fan is kicking in properly. You check the car, there's absolutely no water leaks and no oil leaks. That is super satisfying. So this time around, I'm currently on the test drive on this Golf 8 GTI, and I must say the dashboard is absolutely clean. During my test drive, I'm going to show you guys what the dashboard and the cluster looks like. It's got absolutely no lights, so that is very, very nice and very comforting. So yeah, everything looks good, and we're about to join the freeway now. So as soon as you join the freeway, I'm gonna be letting you know how the drive feels on this Golf 8 GTI. Let's go. All right, I just took an off ramp on the freeway. This car is baking. I cannot test this car in this heat, so I think I'm just gonna turn back and go fill up the aircon, because they did drain the aircon out when they initially removed the engine. So I'm just gonna go fill up the gas on this thing and then test it out properly, because sorry, I cannot test this car in this heat. You must know, Baba, Durban, it's always boiling. So let's go fill up the gas and then properly test drive this car. All right, so we're currently on the way to get the aircon regassed, and that's our cluster right there. The cluster is absolutely clean. This is how you want your cluster to be actually at all times. You want it to have no lights, and with us, we got no lights on the Golf 8 GTI, which is a big plus. So as you can see, I'm sweating like a pig. So let's just go and get this aircon gassed up. We're almost there. All right, so we also don't have fuel. We got about 70 kilometers worth of fuel on the car. The customer had a refund that was due to him. We told him about it, and he said, my bro, I'm so happy. You can keep whatever amount is left from your side. So I think we'll just use that money to try and fill up the car, and yeah, and just go on a very long drive comfortably. All right, just arrived at the aircon regas shop, and they don't have this type of gas that this car takes. It takes apparently a 1234Y gas, and they don't have that one, including the coupling. So yeah, let's bake in this heat. All right, it's time to fill up. I think we're also going to check the tire pressures. I actually noticed a little vibration, like the wheel balancing is off on the car, but it normally also does that if the tire pressure is not equal. So you're going to balance the tires quickly. Alright, currently on the test drive, the car drives really nicely. Everything is smooth, everything is nice. There we go on the freeway. But I'm just looking at the whole dashboard and the cluster and everything. I think I'm not a big fan of these new dashboards, like with no buttons, everything is just electronic. Because I also initially I wanted to get the new Amarok, and that's the only reason why I never got it. I just hated that big screen that's in the middle, and there was just no buttons, and I felt as if it's not value for money on my side. It's a nice bakkie, very comfortable, very reliable, but it's one of the reasons why I didn't get the new Amarok. It was because of all of this. Everything is just electrical. I think I'm just a little bit old school. I like my buttons and everything. I think this is just a little bit too less in terms of buttons for me. There's no buttons, everything is just controlled on the radio. And yeah, let's carry on with the test drive. So when it comes to the drive, if I compare this car to a Golf 7 GTI or a Golf 7.5 GTI, I think on takeoff, the Golf 7 is actually more explosive on takeoff. The Golf 7 is definitely more explosive on takeoff. This one, you get whiplash when you're taking off, but I think that the takeoff on the Golf 7 is more explosive than on the Golf 8. Yeah, but when it comes in terms of 0 to 100, yeah, this goes up much quickly. But when it comes to whiplash and explosive takeoff, I think the Golf 7 has got a more explosive takeoff than the Golf 8 GTI. So one thing I had to do on this car, I had to reset adaptive values, and because I just put it on the machine and I flashed it, and the car is just performing. Even the exhaust is now a little bit louder. It's louder than before when I was test driving it on a long drive. So it actually feels much better in terms of driving performance right now. So yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's alive now. After the flash, it's performing, Baba. After the flash, it's performing. The drive on this actually feels like a Golf 6 GTI. So the drive on this thing has been nothing but pleasant. I've enjoyed the drive on this. The only light that came on is the tire pressure light. So it's the tire pressure warning lights. I think it's because we just have to reset that one, because we balance the tires, remember, over there at the garage. So the only thing that came on right now on our cluster is that orange tire pressure light. That's going to be resolved. So right now I'm headed over to VW to drop off this car. It's due for a 30,000 kilometer service. The car's got a service plan in place. It also needs front brake pads. It also has a maintenance plan in place. So I also want VW Barons to do a great job in terms of doing an inspection on this vehicle and letting me know what they see and what they rate my work out of 10, if they even see that the engine was replaced. So yeah, let's drop it off and I'll catch you guys on the flip side of VW telling us what they found on the car. Sharp. All right, so right now we headed to VW to book this car in for a service and an evaluation for them to check if everything is to manufacturer specification. Yeah, so let's go to VW and see what's popping. All right, the Golf 8 GTI is officially booked in at VW Barons, and I got absolutely big faith in these guys. Excuse me, I got nothing but big faith in these guys. I've dealt with them a lot of times in the past. Quality service from these guys. So we're going to be getting this car fully inspected over here, and we're going to be doing a 30,000 kilometer service on this car as well. So I'm just eager to see what these guys find and what report they give us. So let me know down in the comments what you think these guys might find. Will they even notice that the engine was will they even notice if the engine was changed on this car? So I tried by all means to rewire everything the way it sits on the vehicle, all of the wiring, and put it back the grommets where they go on this car. So I tried to make it undetectable as possible that the engine on this vehicle has been swapped. So I can't wait to see that report from the service advisors. So I'm gonna come back this afternoon to drop it off over here at VW, and then we will see what we get. So right now we're going to be talking about the total expenditure on this vehicle, how much we spent on this vehicle. I saw a lot of crazy guesses from you guys, but as I said, we spent nothing less than 100,000 on this car. So let's go and talk about how much we spent. So there's absolutely no turning back now. We have arrived at VW, and I just can't wait to get this inspection over and done with and get the service done on this car and find out how we did. I already know that I did my best on this car, tried to do it as much as possible to manufacturer specification, and let's see what the technicians here say and what report we will get in the afternoon. But for now, it's bon voyage. And I see that on the job card they put that there's a campaign out on this car, so they'll be sorting the campaign out on this vehicle. So whatever factory fault there is on this vehicle, they'll be sorting it out via the campaign that's out on the vehicle. Sharp. Says score. Yeah, here to pick up now. Let's hear how we did on this build. So as I said, we had VW and we dropped off the Golf 8 GTI for a full inspection on the car since we worked on the car, and I've got some news for you all. So this is our Golf 8. We came to collect. Everything has been done as per what we asked. All right, let's talk. Start the car. So We dropped off this car first thing in the morning for a full inspection, and I also thought it was due for a service. So the service was currently was done on this car, so that's out of the way. They said it's not due for a service. They checked on the system, the car's 100%. But it had a campaign out. The campaign has been sorted out. That was sorted out under warranty. And the battery on this car, if you remember the second video that I posted about it, it didn't want to start because the battery was flat, so the battery had discharge. So they replaced the battery for us under warranty. That's number one. That was done on this car. We've got a brand new battery on this car, so you don't have to worry about hot starts and all of that stuff. Number two, technician checked the electrical on the car, said everything is good, checked mechanically and everything. They said everything is good. The car is 100%, so I'm also happy. We're gonna let the car go to the customer. I think maybe I might just keep it for one more day before I release it as well. And yeah, we are done. Got the green light from VW. At VW Barons, I must say, we've been dealing with these guys and always receive the best service from these guys. We buy spares from them, and a long time ago I used to send my cars here, and I sent this one. We also received great service from these guys, so shout out to them. So yeah, the Golf 8 GTI has been inspected by VW as well. They are happy with the electronical side of the vehicle and the mechanical side of the vehicle as well. So we got a new battery, we got a good service. I'm happy. I'm sure my customer's gonna be happy. Let's talk about how much everything costed. So the only thing that is left on this car is the aircon. And the aircon, to do it on this car, it's 4,000 rand, because it takes some sort of special gas, and it's 4,000 rand over here by the agent. So I think I'm just gonna leave that to my customer. He's gonna have to sort that out himself. Otherwise, on our side, we are done. So let's talk about the cost to get this car running as it is running currently. So on this car, we got a brand new original engine, 0 kilometers, for this set car that we are currently in, this Golf 8 GTI. I got it for 55,000 rand. That's how much I got the 0 kilometer engine for, 55,000 rand. And then we had a lot of consumables that we had to put onto the car. That was your spark plugs, we had to change some coil packs on the car. We also had to change the water pump on the car. It was a lot of stuff that we had to add on. It was a lot of add-ons onto the vehicle. So it ended up making our total repair on this car to be 99,156 rand. But the customer was also due for a refund. We told him that he's due for a refund, and he was like, my man, I'm happy with the service that I got from you guys. You can keep the refund. So we used some of the refund to put some fuel into the car. So we fueled up the car. Now we can get a lot of more kilometers in terms of testing the vehicle. So yeah, I'm happy with the car. VW is happy with the car. They did a great service. So yeah, right now this is almost the end of the video. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for our next build. Our next build is going to be very interesting. We got a new project that we're going to be working on, a crazy one. Sharp.